Coach Hall is coming. Well, super. Hey, how you doing, sir? Sir, grab a seat. Grab a seat any place there.
These are very comfortable chairs.
Yeah, those are pretty good. What do you do one of those?
Because I wanted to sit next to him.
Oh, okay, all right. You suffer. Suffer for the cause. Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for coming to our first teen and children's showcase night here at the Actors Workshop. We had a great adult showcase last night. The actors were just fantastic, and the crowd was they were even better. They really enjoyed them. They laughed when they want to, and I hope you do too. If you, in these scenes you'll see tonight, if you feel like laughing, laugh. You're not going to bother anybody's concentration. All I ask is you don't kind of talk amongst yourself during the scenes. We're opening up candy with the cellophane because what we are is a workshop that's geared towards film and television. That's why we have an intimate theater here. This is kind of like off Broadway, where you see a lot of the film actors go to work on the stuff, because anything that you do in a small theater like this translates to film and television. A little move of an eyebrow here will register, whereas in a bigger theater in New York on Broadway, the 500-seat theaters and above, you don't see that. So that's why you see a lot of actors like Tom Cruise will go do a play every now and then off Broadway. And I used to think it meant Broadway, Corey. I mean, that it was on Broadway, but it's theater size. Most of you probably know that. I didn't know that about 15 years ago. But it's on Broadway, that's 1,000 seats or more. Off Broadway, I think it's 500 seats to 1,000. Off is a couple of hundred seats. Well, we're off Perrin here. And we're at this about 50, but you find these little theaters in New York all around the place, little 50-seat theaters, 60-seat theaters, and you see some real name players there, because you get an experience that's unlike big theater. You're right up on the action. There's this old saying that the camera doesn't lie, because the close-up's right there. Well, small theater doesn't lie either. So you're right up there, and the bar for actors is very, very high. Now, what you're going to see tonight, because I've seen some of these teens and I've seen the kids, I truly feel, and I'm not one, people that know me, that have had kids in this program for about, we've been doing this for like 10, 15 years, back at the old place in Clovis. No, I'm not one of those guys going to say, hey, we're your ticket to Hollywood. But I will tell you though, if you come and you work hard here and you want to learn the craft of acting, because it's a learned craft, you will learn the craft here with an experience that is better than anything you'll have in LA and New York, because this is too cost prohibitive in LA to do the camera work and the time that we spend here. But I say that to say this. There's some folks here that you may say, I saw them win. There's some talent in here that, because I've been around Hollywood quite a bit, I've seen talent. I've seen who has it, who doesn't have it. And there's some kids here, some teens and kids in this particular group that you want to keep your eyes on them, because they're very, very talented. They've worked hard. And before we get started, I just want you to be aware of one other thing. This is a workshop, which means you will see kids at various stages of their development, just like last night as adults. And we've had folks that have come here for years and years to our showcases, like Dr. Jim Drake last night. He said one of his great experiences is watching an actor progress from being real raw and green to just knocking his socks off and making him cry in a scene. And so that's another kind of unique thing here. We don't just showcase the scenes and the monologues that, I'm not going to put a person out there unless they're at a certain level to win an Emmy. I want to put them in front of you all as the learning process, because back there they got the butterflies right now. It's a small group, but let me tell you, they're churning back there. And that's one of the things you have to get over as an actor, just like an athlete, is to be able to get out there and to perform with people watching you. If you're in film and television, that camera's there, it doesn't take too much of a thought process to realize, that camera, it's only that camera now, but they're going to see, 25 million people are going to see this on, and that tends to make you swallow the olive sometimes. And and that's one thing we work on here, is getting rid of the fear of failure, of of falling down in front of people. Because the worst thing that can happen is that the best thing that can happen, you're gonna learn something. The worst thing that's happened, there is no bad thing, fall. And so that's, if one of a kid, drops their line tonight, don't worry about it, especially if you're a parent. It's part of the process. It's okay. They didn't flub it up. They didn't blow the ball game. They didn't fumble on the 1 yard line. It's part of the deal. So we're gonna have some, we're gonna start this off with a monologue by Kylan Hall, and it's called Female Takeover. It's about a young man who's at his breaking point when he realizes that females have taken over his world. Lights? I'll give him a little bit of direction, just don't pay any attention to me. Lauren, can you turn the air off, please?
Cell phones.
Yeah, cell phones. Can you turn the air off? The air is